So just the other day I took a clip of our first major frost. The entire ground was frozen. And it was actually really pretty, but I took a clip of that, so here it is here. So I'm the only one awake right now. Everybody's still sleeping. It's fairly early, and I got up early with the puppy, but the entire ground is covered in frost, and I gotta go let the chickens out, so I thought I'd give you guys a peek. To today, feeling like the middle of summer, I actually had to come and stand in the shade because I wore a long sleeve shirt thinking it was fall, and it is so hot out today and the sun is just beaming and there's not a cloud in the sky. So with all these temperature changes and germs starting to go around, this is the time of year that I actually like to make my elderberry syrup. So let's head on inside and get started on this simple recipe. Something so simple anybody can do it, and meet you in the kitchen. So all you're going to need for this recipe is 2/3 of a cup of either fresh elderberries, or I have 1/3 of a cup of dried elderberries. You need 3.5 cups of water. We're going to grate up some ginger. I have some organic ginger here, and we need 2 tablespoons of fresh ginger. We will need 1 teaspoon, which is here, of cinnamon. You can use a cinnamon stick, but I don't have any, so I'm just using the powder. And I thought I had some cloves, but I don't, so I'm just going to use some clove essential oil. So all you're going to do is you're going to combine everything, all the water, the cinnamon, the elderberry, everything basically except for your honey. So I just need to grate up some fresh ginger. I need about 2 tablespoons worth. The ginger won't be left in here. We're going to strain the syrup when it's done. So I'm just going to leave even the skin on. I've also disinfected this mat, so I'm not worried about it. And then I'm just gonna rip this off here. I guess you don't have to grate it. You can always just put it in chunks, but I like to break it up. Okay. Super simple, right? So we've got the wood stove going at a low temperature right now. So I'm going to let this come up to a boil, and then a small boil, and then I'm going to move it to the side of the stove where it's not so hot, just so it can simmer a little bit. And I'm going to cover it because we do have lots of dust here, so I don't want any dust in my syrup. So I'm going to go ahead and cover it, leave the lid ajar a little bit so that it evaporates the water that's inside, and we'll be back when it's all done. Okay, so it's been about an hour, and the syrup is pretty much condensed down to where I need it to be. I have, I don't have a fine mesh strainer, so you could just use a fine mesh strainer if you have one. And since I don't, I'm just using some cheesecloth just to catch all the extra elderberries and things like that. So what you want to do now is just pour it into the fine mesh strainer, and it is such a pretty color. So I also wanted to make mention that while it's sitting in here, I'm just going to squeeze and press and try to get as much of the juice out as I can. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this because the lighting is horrible right now, but if it's cool enough to touch, you can always pick the bag up and just let it drain. And it's still way too hot for me, but oh, maybe not. I can handle it in small doses. Your hands will get stained though, so you can wear gloves if you want to, but I'm okay not to. My hands are clean. I washed them. You could just like let this hang and soak all out, but I have a million things on the go right now. It is completely cooled down, so I'm just gonna go ahead and add 1 cup of honey. And then you just want to incorporate the honey and the elderberry. I think this jar is a bit too big and the other one I have is too small, but that's okay. We're going to use what we have. Done. I heard once on another YouTube channel, done is better than perfect. So let me stir. After all that is said and done, all you have to do is force feed your family some deliciousness, and that's it. Is it good?
It's good.
It's good. Okay.
Good.
So I'm gonna give myself
Good.
a little spoonful. I'm trying to like make sure I'm in camera. That's really good. You can still taste the clove.
I like the clove.
But I used a drop of clove essential oil. A drop. Because I didn't have any cloves on me. And like, it's so good for you that I'm going to take whatever's left in the bowl. It's really good. This batch turned out really good. And then so all you're going to do from here is store this goodness in the fridge. I think it's good. Again, don't quote me, but I've had it in the fridge up to 2 months. I think the guideline is like a month, but now that you know about it, go do your own research and make yourself up some elderberry syrup because it is yummy in a jar and healthy in a jar. And that's it.